Hello everyone, Mike here for chapter 29, doing my conglomerated review video of episodes 10 and 11 of season 5. Had a crazy past few weeks, various things going on, so work and school have both been kind of crazy lately, and I've been, busy with that, so I never got around to posting these videos, but this will be a combined one since there won't be predictions for them. I will go over the predictions in this one, starting with episode 10, titled Them. Okay, this one is kind of a slow episode for me. Kind of had two somewhat slow episodes in a row. I mean, episode 9, yeah, I raved about the governor coming back and for hallucination and all that, but we didn't get through a whole lot. And that's the same thing goes with this. It's just them pretty much wandering, just showing how tired they are, that kind of stuff, exhausted, disparity. I did enjoy how they killed the walkers, by basically just dodging them and throwing them down without really using much energy. That was pretty cool. That is one of my top moments. Not many top moments, I'll go over them now and then break everything down a little bit. Okay, number 5, sorry, was Abraham knocking the water out of Eugene's hands. Not really a significant moment, that's why it's number 5, but there really wasn't anything else I can put there. Just shows that Eugene's like, we're desperate, we need this water. Abraham's like, we're not that desperate to risk our lives for that. So that was a key moment there. Number 4 was the dogs. There were like 4 or 5 dogs that appeared. I think it was 4. And, everybody's preparing to, fight them, and then Sasha just takes them out like that. Just gone. I'm an animal lover. I don't like seeing dogs, killed, but, those dogs were, might be feral. Rabid is a better word. So used to feral cats running around my area. I never see, wild dogs running around. So they could have been rabid or whatnot. They were definitely not friendly. So kind of, damned if you do, damned if you don't situation almost. But number 3 was how they took down the mini herd. The group of walkers. That using as minimal energy as possible until Sasha decides to go all, crazy and almost stabs Michonne and cuts Abraham. So, that was good scene. Number 2 was the thunderstorm. Yeah, we haven't seen rain since episode 2. Yeah, Guts, episode 2 of season 1. When Rick and Glenn went and covered themselves in walker guts. Anyway, so that was good. And then the tornado that followed afterwards. Because you can see there was a clear path through the trees, and people are like, how do the zombies get up in the trees? I'm like, obviously there was a storm. Tornado threw them up there. Pretty obvious. So that was cool. And then me being the huge comic book fan that I am, could not wait to see Aaron appear at the end of the episode. That's my number 1 moment. I, of course, figured he was coming in the episode because, I'm, always watching the opening credits to see who's credited and if there's going to be new people. And I'm maybe butchering his name, but I've heard it. I believe it's Ross Marquand, something along those lines. Don't quote me on that, but I was like, oh, I don't recognize that name. So I'm thinking he's going to be a new guy, and I don't think he's a zombie. And I heard he was cast. I did hear about that. Excuse me. And I figured he was going to be playing Aaron because I know they were going towards DC. I knew they were going to be nearing Alexandria soon. Comic book spoilers, although we're there, so it's not really a spoiler. I didn't know that was coming though, so that was cool. Not much more I can really say about this episode. The whole thing with Maggie and Sasha I have to include in there. That was kind of like my runner-up to number 5, so that was like number 6. Maggie's like sees the walker and the kidnapped walker, slams the trunk on it, and leaves it there, and then decides that wasn't the smartest thing. So Glenn kills it, and then she goes up. This is, Glenn kind of talks her into like, you want to fight, you don't want to give up, and then she kind of, she put down the walker that couldn't, kind of give up, the one in the barn that had a gun but couldn't do it. And then Sasha, both of them were kind of at a grieving point. Maggie lost Beth, and then Sasha lost Bob earlier in the season, and now Tyrese, the episode prior. So she lost pretty much everybody she really cared about the most. So I feel for her. I don't, I don't totally blame her for grieving, but I would have got a different approach with what she did. But Maggie and Sasha were both at the same point at the end. They kind of like went out in the sunrise, and the music box started playing as Aaron showed up, and I liked the line "Stranger Danger." So for me, the zombie kill of the week was Michonne. Really, only actual zombie kill. I mean, he threw the walkers down, but did that really kill him? I don't think so. I think that just got rid of them. Was when Michonne pushed Sasha out of the way, and then I believe she killed a few zombies with that one. So I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10. Great, but not what I'm used to. Okay. My predictions were pretty much spot on for this episode. You saw my predictions. Okay, next episode 511, titled The Distance. Okay, this was a much better episode than episode 10. A lot more action, a lot more story-driven, while still being character-driven. So we meet Aaron. They don't trust him right away. Rick punches him pretty much right away. Just knocks him out. And they're discussing, they're like, they're gonna, they're coming for us, we don't know how, when, or, how many they are, so. That was cool. And then, of course, Aaron says, if we were gonna kill you, we would have set the barn on fire and picked you off as you walked out the door. The one door. I also love his line, man. Doesn't matter if I tell you, they won, 400. I don't know the exact numbers, but he's like, it doesn't matter because you're not going to believe me anyway. So we had the pictures of the walls and all that, and he mentioned that was him leaving the water in the road. I kind of figured that. He also had applesauce for Judith, and Rick made him taste it. That was cool. Well, excellent episode. I'm going to break down, number 5. Another 5 moment was meeting Eric at the end, because another comic book moment, Aaron and Eric are a couple in it. And they haven't seen a lot of flack on social media. I saw people were posting that, great, this is on the show now. I'm like, it's not the first homosexual kiss on The Walking Dead. Okay, I'm not going to go on and on about it, but remember, Tara is a lesbian. Just putting that out there. And she did have a girlfriend earlier on in season 4, so. But because it's 2 guys, people seem to jump all over it. But that was a nice scene. Number 4 was Rick's decision to drive at night through the herd. Because you remember Aaron said, we cleared, I believe it was 16. Yeah, it was Highway 16. Rick's like, we'll take 23. So that was cool. How they just drove right through them. Eventually had to get out because they were part stuck, and Aaron flipped shit because he saw Flare go off, knowing it was Eric. So that kind of screwed up the whole plan there. But number 3, nice moment where Glenn and Abraham were. Glenn's like, oh, we need a battery. Abraham's like, where the hell are we gonna find a battery? And then Glenn's like, I'll show you. And then he goes to the side of the RV, opens up the panel, and then there's a battery. And then he's like, Abraham's like, where'd you learn that? Or how'd you know that was there? And then Glenn just like kind of smiles. Very nice nod to Dale, who taught Glenn how to fix the RV. I kind of wish he would have mentioned, like, I kind of thought he was going to say, you know, an old friend taught me, or something like that. But very touching scene. Number 2 is Michonne stepping up against Rick when Rick's like, I should kill him, you know, if they're not back soon, I'll kill him. I'll kill you, you know, that whole spiel. Michonne's like, no, we need this. We need to give this a shot. I like that, knowing from the comics that their best bet is to go to Alexandria. I enjoyed that back and forth. That somebody stepped up and that it wasn't just Rick bullying everybody into thinking that this guy is just a jerk who's going to kill him. Or steal from them or hurt them in some way. I get his wariness to go into it. Weirdness. Okay. Number 1, learning about Alexandria. And eventually arriving there at the end of the episode. That was cool. The zombie kill of the week. What other one could it be other than Rick shooting the flare gun through the zombie's eye socket and just roasting it from the inside like a jack-o'-lantern? Epic. There were a lot of zombie kills, but that, for me, takes the cake. And having seen, already seen, that was yesterday's episode 512. Remember, my predictions were pretty much getting into Alexandria, the basics, interviews, getting used to the area, meeting a few people, things like that. So my predictions were pretty much spot on for that, so. Okay, well, I'm going to give episode 511 a 9.5 out of 10. Actually, now that I think about it, this was a very well done episode all around, so you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Perfect 10, guys. So, for this combined video, I will end this one here, going on a little long, so I will end this, and this will be up today, along with my video review for last night's episode, so stay tuned. I'll try and get these videos out in a more timely fashion from now on, so I apologize for the inconvenience. Mike saying, peace out.